All right. This is You Can't Make This Shit Up. I'm David Washington, your host. OUC is launching PeakSHIFT, a game-changing plan to cut emissions and empower customers. I don't know what this is. We're going to break it down. Let's just do this. Let's go. All right. Hey, again, I'm David Washington, your host of You Can't Make This Shit Up and your favorite political innovator. So I'm just going to jump right into this. It's a lot, so bear with me. I am a resident of Orange County, specifically the city of Orlando, and I am a customer of OUC. I believe it stands for Orlando Utility Company or something to that effect. And so OUC just unveiled PeakSHIFT, a revolutionary energy plan that combines cost savings with a greener grid. Cost savings, greener grid. With this new approach, they hope to transform how Central Floridians use power. Or is it too ambitious? Let's break it down. So some of the issues I have, and there's plenty that I'll discuss with you. However, for the sake of fairness, OUC believes that with this PeakSHIFT, it will spread out the costs of energy, particularly electric energy. OUC provides Orlando citizens electricity. And as anyone would know who has visited or lived in Florida, we get some pretty hot summers. And of course, most of the energy is provided by electricity. And so most of the year, the AC is running. And during those really hot and humid months, it runs all day. And so some people are very concerned. Shout out to Samuel Chambers, a former candidate for city commission here in Orlando, have made comments at City Hall and in front of City Hall about this new PeakSHIFT and what the repercussions could be. This is an attempt to move towards greener energy. And taking the lead on this, board member and mayor of Orlando, Buddy Dyer, voted in favor of this plan. And so some of the concerns is that although programs like PeakSHIFT can prove that affordable energy and sustainability can go hand in hand with community-driven innovation, Florida has had issues with its power companies, period. I'm not going to talk about Duke Energy. Mercy, I used to be a customer of Duke Energy, and those summers hit hard. But programs like PeakSHIFT, while aiming to promote sustainability and efficiency, they often face several criticisms, including complexity for customers, we'll get into that, equity concerns, initial costs, behavioral changes, grid reliability risks, skepticism of impact, and lack of flexibility for renters. Let's start at the top here. Complexity for customers. Time of day pricing, which is an integral part of PeakSHIFT, time of day pricing and tiered plans can be confusing for customers, leading to potential billing surprises or difficulties in understanding how to optimize energy use. This is particularly the case for small businesses and those who work from home. Most of the work is done during the day, during the time where it is more hot, where it's hotter, where it's more humid. And so businesses and those who work from home, they're going to incur higher costs because, of course, the time of day pricing is going to be higher during the hotter parts of the day, the more humid parts of the day, which is typically in the afternoons, or for Florida, again, this is a Florida joke, most of the day, from sunrise to sunset, where most people are working. So there's that concern. Equity concerns. Low income households, which may have less flexibility to shift energy usage, like due to work schedules or older, less efficient appliances, could end up paying higher bills. So that's kind of funky there. And, as we go more into like the behavioral changes, this does play into it. Granted, this could be a heavy lift for small businesses and those who work from home or those who are at home on a regular basis, like our seniors, like childcare providers, or parents who raise their kids at home all day. This could be very difficult for that particular demographic because of the higher costs that you would think logically will be incurred during the day where most of the energy is being used. Initial costs. Programs encouraging solar adaptation or adoption, or energy storage may require upfront investments, even with rebates, making them less accessible to certain demographics. So, if you want to use solar panels, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. And that upfront investment may be cost prohibitive for several demographics. So you have that issue. Behavioral challenges. Many customers may find it difficult to change ingrained energy consumption habits. Hello, that's me. Limiting the effectiveness of time-based pricing incentives. That's probably the difficult part. There's going to have to be some kind of education program for customers of OUC to understand how to benefit from these tier plans, this time energy use pricing structures. This part, the behavioral changes, is the behavioral challenges are going to be difficult. Granted, for me, I'm able to have a thermometer. Is that right? A thermometer that you put on the wall? Thermostat. Thank you. A thermostat. Thermometer is you put in your mouth. But a thermostat where I can program my energy use. And so if I'm not home, I'll just, raise the thermostat so that it's not running when I'm not around. However, not too many people have those type of automatic digital thermostats. Would that be part of the education process in providing low-cost thermostats, effective, reliable, low-cost thermostats to customers to help them along in the behavioral changes and challenges that they may have in these tier plans? Next, grid reliability risk. If peak shifting or demand reductions aren't well managed, they could inadvertently destabilize the grid during periods of high demand or extreme weather. We have to have a reliable grid. How reliable is a century-old grid is for OUC and its customers? That's something that needs to be examined. And I'm sure as you look at the different hearings and studies that they made, that they are making those changes that are necessary for upgraded systems or to modernize what systems that need to be modernized. Next, You have skepticism of impact. Critics might question whether these programs significantly contribute to net zero goals, a major factor of shifting to this type of program, or primarily shift costs and burdens to customers while benefiting utilities. Again, Florida has had its issues with utilities, energy utilities, shifting the cost of their different programs and services to customers, thus making their monthly energy consumption charges bills expensive, cost prohibitive, something to be examined. Of course, again, Mayor Buddy Dyer of Orlando, he is behind this 100%. And then finally, lack of flexibility for renters. Renters or those in multifamily housing may not be able to participate fully in solar or storage programs due to property constraints. If you don't own the property that you live in, you may be limited, greatly limited, and restricted from taking advantage of solar panels, of options to store energy, thus reducing your costs. Will apartment building managers, commercial space, be incentivized to invest in solar energy, thus reducing the cost? But again, some of that cost and investing in those different tactics or those different resources or those different tools could be passed on to those renters, to those tenants of those apartment buildings, condos, commercial spaces. So that's another added cost. So I just wanted, I got this email from OUC as an OUC customer, and many of my fellow Orlandians, I think that's how it's said, Orlandians, received this email. There have been public comment. There have been individuals who have spoken about PeakSHIFT and publicly in press conferences. And so, this is something that has been, again, endorsed by Mayor Buddy Dyer. And I can tell you a lot of OUC customers are just not aware that this is happening or weren't aware until they received their notices in this past week. So, hey, here we go. And I believe this is all going to start rolling out, or I believe in 2024. This was launched, some of the solar projects, and I believe this should be implemented in early 2026, some parts in 2025. It just kind of rolls out gradually with some of the perks, some of the programs, and of course the different tiered pricing. So please stay tuned, everyone. This, I'm sure, is going to pick up some traction in the media, hopefully. And again, OUC needs to get out there and start educating people and get them out there early, get to them early to help them along and understand what's coming. So again, hey, this is You Can't Make This Up. Thank you for being a part of this. I know it's a lot to take in, but please take your time, review this again. If you're an OUC customer, look in your email, look in your mailbox to see if you received a notice. If you should have. This is incredible. Things change, technology change, and hopefully OUC will achieve its goal of zero emissions by 2030 or 2050, somewhere in there, and bring the cost to its customers at a minimum. We'll see. We'll definitely see. I'm David Washington. Please like, share, hit the notification button. Yes, so you know, not just for this show, You Can't Make This Shit Up, our flagship podcast, but also for the David Washington Show, Countertop Politics. Don't forget, every Monday, 5 minutes or thereof of political insight, campaign innuendo, and the secret sauce to winning strategy. And of course, From the Margins with James Lafont and myself, David Washington, talking about what it means to be a Democrat from Jimmy's perspective here in Florida. So tune in, and of course, comment. I love to hear what you have to say. Of course, bring your facts, not your feelings per se, but let's have a tactful, honest, respectful conversation about what we discussed today or anything, and your ideas as to what you'd like for us to discuss. Again, I'm David Washington, and this is You Can't Make This Shit Up. We'll see you the next time. We're out.